Good morning, Tina.
Good morning, Teacher Wendy.
Okay, thank you for being with me this morning. Let me check lang on Facebook, on YouTube if this is working, since this is my first YouTube live. Okay. Let me turn this up. There's a little bit of a delay. Okay, I think that now it's on. It's on. Okay, great. So, welcome to our talk about Animal Reiki. First of all, I want to apologize that Mary Ladana, whom I call Tita Mary, is not able to join us today because she's completely submerged in water over in her place in British Columbia. So I guess they've been having these torrential rains. So if you want to send her a prayer or a blessing, or I'm sure she'll receive your Reiki if you know her. Tina and I already did that earlier when we heard from her. So hopefully we'll be able to reschedule because Mari has an amazing journey also with Reiki on her animal. So she works with mainly horses for therapeutic sessions. And so she actually started practicing Reiki on the horses to manage the horse, because the horses were taking so much negative energy from the clients. So anyway, that'll be for another time, and hopefully, Tina, you'll also be able to join us then, if ever. Okay, let me see if this is working. Not sure if this is working, but can you see it, Tina? Oh yeah, I think it's on. Okay, awesome. Okay, so again, welcome Tina from Manila, Tina Cruz. And so Tina's been practicing Reiki since 2017. Do you want to tell us first, like, how you started with Reiki? And is it through animals or was it through humans? Or
Actually, it was through humans. So my first Reiki session was back in 2016, if I remember it correctly. So I was the client for Reiki back then. And it was during the time that I was having, it was like a quarter life crisis for me back then, because I shifted career from banking to education. And that eventually, when I was in education already, I didn't realize that I have inner child wounds that I needed to release and heal back then. And it was during that time when it was resurfacing that that was the time that I was introduced to Reiki, because I was doing counseling to process everything that I was going through. And then I saw that White Space in Katipunan was also offering Reiki session. So that was where I had my first ever Reiki
was
session.
it with Sarah?
Yeah, it was with Teacher Sarah.
All right. So before we continue, first of all, I want to welcome anyone who's joining us or watching this later. And I'm Kazane, is what I'm being called nowadays. I'm based in Cebu, Philippines, and Tina is based in Manila. And we're both Reiki practitioners. I've been practicing Reiki since 2015, and Tina is just starting to tell us a little bit about her first experience with Reiki. So at the time when you first experienced Reiki, did you know that you could use it for animals already?
Back then, no. Okay. It was more for me, for myself. And back then, I was not I wasn't really sure of what happened, because it was not something that we can see, right? I mean, the effects, you can feel it, but it's not something quantifiable. So when I noticed the effects of it on me, that is when I decided to take in the Reiki level 1 class with Teacher Sarah as well.
Yeah. Beautiful. Okay, and then so when did you start this journey with Reiki with animals? And the reason actually, I thought it would be nice to have this talk is that as a Reiki practitioner and teacher, I teach my students that they can really do Reiki on their animals as soon as they do their first level of Reiki. And so I usually tell them, animals are very receptive and they'll come to you if they need, and they just need, usually it's quite quick. And as you change your energy and you practice more Reiki, then you notice animals are drawn to you, stuff like that, and children also. So you practice a very specific method, right? It's called Let Animals Lead. And can you tell us a little bit about that specific method and how it's different from the regular Reiki that most of us practice? Yeah.
Okay, so I want to tell you about how I began to be led in the Animal Reiki method. Why I actually really tried to find a specific method for animals using the Reiki. So back in 2019, when I actually had my first and oldest dog. So she was suffering from kidney disease, and it was already chronic back then. So I tried supporting her with Reiki. So back then, what I knew about doing Reiki for animals, it's really hands-on as well, just like how we do it to humans, just like how we do it on a regular, on a traditional way. So I supported her journey through Reiki until the time that she needed to let go of the physical body and then transition. And it was really how I was led, because from there on, the death of my princess, my dog, it led me to really volunteer on shelters. So even if I have dogs, the rest of the Pekingese family with me, it led me to really volunteer on shelters and then share that love for them, because I was grieving for her loss. And the love that you have, that's grief. So you have to release it somewhere, and it led me to volunteer to animal shelters, to share that love to animal shelters. And then I noticed that most of the shelter animals is really not that comfortable with human touch. So it's more of, because some of them maybe have gone through abuse. So they are really not that comfortable with human touch. Even if you come into the kennel, they are very aloof at first before they really warm up to you. So with that, I tried to look for a specific animal Reiki method that can be also shared for the animals in the shelter, because I think that is my way. I'm being led by Princess. That is my way to also contribute to animal shelters, rather than just a monetary contribution and then volunteering. Since I'm a Reiki practitioner, I would like to extend that to the animals as well in the shelters. And also, I really felt as well the fatigue of the volunteers. It's really hard to be in the shelter, and then you will go there and volunteer, and every once in a while you will experience the death of the animal because they are growing old in the shelter. There are a lot of different cases of animal abuse as well in the shelter. So that's
animal abuse from
different places as well, because they are also having animal abuse cases.
There are a lot of rescued.
Yeah. And also a lot of hit and run cases.
Wow.
So that's how I was led, and I found Kathleen Prasad's Let Animals Lead method. And then she also has the Shelter Animal Reiki Association, so that she is also sharing this Animal Reiki method to the shelter animals as well. So
you found her on, you did a Google search, or how did you find her?
Yeah. I did a Google search, and then I found a lot of her books online. So she has.
So she really specializes on
animals.
And
so,
where is she based? You know,
she's based in California.
Okay.
So I signed up. I signed up for her short course on symbols and mantras of Reiki. So that's just a short course back in November 2019. And then I tried practicing it with my animal companions, because I have also rescued cats aside from my dogs. So I tried practicing it to them in the way that she taught it how. And then they really loved it.
Wow.
So
Tell us, how is it different? I'm curious.
So that's how it's different because this let animals lead method is more meditation based. It's more meditation based, and apart from that, we were taught that we need to use our hands to share the Reiki energy to be channels of healing. With this let animals lead method, it's more of going within ourselves and then radiating that light and creating space for the animals. And
so you're not touching them.
Yeah. The touch should be animal initiated, because most of the time when they are ready and when you feel really at peace and in that peaceful space, that's when they go near you. That's when they walk near you, and then that's when they initiate the touch. So they will present to you the body parts that they want.
I love it.
Yeah. That's how we do it in the let animals lead method. That's the difference.
That makes sense.
But it's really based on the traditional Reiki method as well. It's just a more animal centric in that sense.
Okay, let me just see if we're still on here. So how many levels are there? And is it similar?
There are also 3 levels. So level 1, just like the traditional Reiki, just like the traditional, but it's more of animal centric. So it's based on the traditional Reiki practices, but it's more animal centric. And then we also have level 1 and level 2 and level 3. So the level 3 with also the master level. For that.
So you can teach animal Reiki.
You can teach animal Reiki.
Okay, and so if you just do the animal Reiki course, can you do it on humans as well?
Yeah. You can practice also with humans. Just like the level 1, it also taught you how to do self-healing and then to share it.
So you start with a self-healing.
You start with a self-healing. And then Kathleen also always reminds us that when you are in that peaceful space already, that is when you invite your animal companions to join you in that space. Because animals are very sensitive to energies as well. So when we are in that peaceful space and we invite them, it's very comforting for them. Because we radiate that peaceful space with them.
So that's really, really interesting, because I just started learning about Japanese style Reiki, which of course, most people know that the Reiki is from Japan, and then we know that there's a Western Reiki and the Japanese Reiki. But I didn't really, when I was learning, because I was taught the Western style of Reiki, even if it is Usui Sensei's traditional teachings, a lot of it was actually watered down, for the Western, for Western consumption. And that never really concerned me. I felt like it was so effective as we were practicing it. And only now am I going back to kind of the roots, and I feel like I'm going full circle and realizing that and some of what you're talking about is part of the so the Japanese style Reiki there's a radiating practice. It's part of the breathing. Yeah. So I did that this morning. I did that I tried that yesterday and I tried it this morning. So they focus a lot on the hara, which is located below the navel, right? 3 inches below the navel, called Tantian, also in Qigong and in China. So the practice is you inhale into the hara or the Tantian, and then you exhale into your organs until that light or the air fills your body, and then you expel it through the skin. So you are actually radiating. So it seems like this system is based on the Japanese style also.
That's how we do it actually.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, so it's similar. That's just, it's such, I mean, I don't believe in coincidences, but I literally just practiced that this morning. So just practicing that breathing, that Reiki style of breathing with your animals is going to be beneficial to them. And I mean, it's going to be beneficial for anyone in that space, including the plants and the whole, it shifts the whole vibration.
The whole, if you are out in nature, everything out there.
But I mean, like if you're practicing it indoors, like if you live in the city, it's also going to change the vibration of your space. So, wow, I love how that's really, that's aligned with the practice that I feel like it's going to change a lot of even the way I teach Reiki, like going back to that and integrating the more original Japanese components. Are there any other differences that you would note other than that?
Other than that, actually, it also honoring our animal companions as our teachers and partners in the healing journey. It's as I, not necessarily us giving the healing to them. It's more of sharing that healing journey with them, because aside from, because they themselves are spiritual beings, and honestly they teach us more most of the time because they do it quietly and very subtle. So when we live with our animal companions, they actually open our hearts more.
Yes,
because
I agree. Absolutely.
Because they share it unconditionally. They do it very easily. It comes to them easily.
Yeah, it's their natural state of being.
Being is their natural state of being.
Tina, would you be comfortable in guiding us through a practical practice that people who are watching can actually replicate at home?
Okay.
Yeah, can we do that? So I mean, the people who are watching this, obviously they're animal lovers, and perhaps some of them are Reiki practitioners, and they're going to want to, try to do. A lot of people already do Reiki on their pets, but try this different style that you're talking about, that we're talking about. Is it okay if we do that now?
Yeah, sure.
Try that. Okay. So thank you, Tina, for leading us into this practice to share with your animals.
Thank you so much for letting me share this practice as well. Okay, so let's close our eyes. Gently close your eyes. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. One last time, let's breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Just releasing anything that is heavy. And you can gently place your hands on your lap, hands facing up. And begin to focus on your breathing. Just allow your breath to flow naturally. Breathing in and breathing out. Just focusing on the breath. And now begin to focus on your hara. That space 2 inches below your navel, or the dantian. Focus on that space as you breathe in and breathe out. Imagine that light within our being. Inside all of us is that beautiful white light. As we bring our focus to that light, continue to breathe in and out, focusing on the breath and that bright light inside of us. Allow that light to flow in every part of our body. Imagining the breath to help us flow that light within our being. Imagine that light spreading out every cell of our being. Just continue to allow that light to spread out every cell of our being, out to the skin, out to the room that you are in, and out to the universe. Now in this space, bring your animal companions to your heart. Feeling that love for them, begin to invite them. Invite them to come in that space. Allow them to come in and out of this space as they wish. Sharing this peaceful space with them. And allow them to just take in the energies that they need in this Reiki space. Continue to breathe in and out, focusing on that light and focusing on the love that you have for your animal companions. Always remember that they are perfect as they are. And if you are feeling generous today, you may also send loving energies to all the sentient beings in the community that needs this love and this Reiki space to support them in their journey. And now let's begin to thank our animal companions for joining us in this space. And when you are ready, gently come back. Come back to the room that you are in. Gently place your hands in gasho, palms together on your heart center. And gently open your eyes.
Thank you, Tina. Oh, that was so beautiful. Thank you so much for that. I have two questions for you. The first question is, we can do that also for humans, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
First
can do it
question,
also for
not
you.
only for animals.
Yeah.
And my second question is, we can do that even if we're not attuned to Reiki.
Yeah.
And it would be just a beautiful meditation, right?
Yeah.
So it's actually a very user-friendly practice. So for those who are not familiar with the Reiki process, there's an attunement process where the Reiki master would help with the opening of the channels. But definitely, I feel like this is a sort of practice that anyone can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really quieting the mind and being that peaceful space with your
Peaceful. I can see why animals would want to come up and and be in that feeling. Yeah. All right. Wow. So yeah, is there anything else that you would have any advice for people who want to start deepening their animal Reiki practice, other than this one?
Well, my advice is really being open to that spiritual messages that our animal companions have for us as well. Yeah.
Oh, I
Because
think
they
that's
are here with
beautiful.
us in this journey. They are our partners and our guides as well in this journey.
Thank you for that. I think that's important too. So I know people who, like you said, deal with sick animals, abused animals, and sometimes we tend to just put our ego and our agenda and like, no, I want to fix and I want to heal, and there's a bit of that detachment, just holding space and listening to what they're going through, and maybe it is time for them.
Yeah.
That's
and
important.
most of the time, it's really our presence that they need. Yeah. It's really just us being there for them.
Wow. That's enough. Yeah.
That's enough. That's enough for them.
That's so beautiful. Well, thank you again, Tina. I'm going to keep it short and sweet today. And I hope that this transmission will be beneficial to many pet owners and again, can be practiced to humans, children, and so on. So I could just imagine if you're having, a child who's maybe not feeling unsettled or scared, and you falling into that deep, peaceful presence, how, of course, that would affect the child, whether they're going through a physical pain or some sort of anxiety or distress. That is so powerful.
Yeah. Thank you for that reminder.
Yeah, because you also teach children. That's so true. Oh my gosh,
it's so beautiful.
I think a lot of mothers could also use that when new mothers, when their kids are, we don't know what to do. So just find that, connect to that peaceful space that you shared with us today. All right, Tina. Thank you again for your share and your resources. I'm gonna maybe put the link to Let Animals Lead in case people are interested. And hope to see you soon.
Yes.
Online or in person. Thank you. Bye. Okay.